Okay, so I wanted to ask, what is your streaming platform of choice and why? For me right now, I'm heavy on Spotify. And so I've kind of went back and forth with it. I was like mainly on it in high school, and then I was on Apple Music, and then I've been back on Spotify, and still now I have Spotify and Apple Music. I even have YouTube as well that I use occasionally because some stuff just isn't on Spotify. So the reason why Spotify really wins out for me, the layout is superior. I love, the dark scheme in terms of that. I just love how everything is organized. Everything makes sense. Also, another thing that I love on Spotify is the fact that you can block artists on there. There's so many artists that I don't like because of stuff they've done, or I just don't like their music. I don't want them popping up on a playlist, on just anything on the site. So for me to be able to block an artist, that is a tool that I use all the time. I like the hiding songs feature whenever it works, because recently it's been off and on. It's very annoying. And so that's one thing I do prefer on Apple Music. You can basically delete the song and pretend it doesn't exist. The hide song feature is kind of spotty on there. Also, a lot of my friends are already on Spotify, so like we follow each other, or they send me playlists on Spotify and stuff like that. And yeah, I think the UI overall is like my main reason why I'm using it. And then also they have these like Spotify originals on there as well, and some artists will go in and record like a song or two, and it's exclusively on Spotify. And so I think that's a huge plus for it as well. Also, another great feature on here is whenever you're listening to a song on a device, and then you can just switch it over to another device with ease at whatever part you were in the song. I absolutely love that. Also, Spotify Wrap that comes at the end of every year, and there's really nothing like it. And just sharing it on social media, I always find it to be pretty fun. And Apple Music, I know that there is the Apple Music replay, and I kind of like that they update that all the way throughout the year, and they show you like how many times your albums have been played and songs and stuff like that. And it's just, better with the metrics in terms of that in Spotify, I will say. But I mean, that's what I have Last.fm for, so I can just check all my stats that way. But it would be nice if it was built into the app. I don't like the UI in Apple Music. I think that it just sucks. Like the radio and the play now, and just the way that they do the playlisting and all that stuff. Like, I just hate it. I think that it looks ugly to look at. And just the way that it has all your albums sorted and all that stuff. I like how Spotify kind of sorts it out. Like, here's your like songs, here's going to be your albums, here's your playlist. Like, everything kind of just looks better in that. So I just don't really care for the Apple Music UI in that regard. But one thing that Apple Music does have the upper hand with is the fact that artists are starting to have whole concerts on there. Like Hairstyles did it, SZA did it. So I think that that's something cool that they have, and that they can definitely utilize a lot more in the future. Some people might say, oh, what about the Dolby Atmos? It's so much better. And honestly, I cannot really tell that much of a difference. I know that it's great for some albums. Some people really don't like it. I need to listen to Butterfly by Mariah Carey and Dolby Atmos, because a lot of people are like, oh, you can hear a lot of things that you didn't hear on the original album. So I mean, maybe we'll see. But I mean, as long as you have like good headphones, which I do, it's not really a problem for me. I think it sounds great on Spotify, so that's not really that big of a deal breaker in my opinion. Another thing that Apple Music does have is some artists are only on Apple Music and not on Spotify. Like, I love Anita Baker, and she only has her hits on Spotify and everything, and I think our catalog is eventually going to come to it. So I will say that they also have that working in their favor as well. Another thing I like about Spotify is that they actually show the numbers that a song gets in streams and albums and stuff like that. I just like having that little statistics to look at, and Apple Music doesn't do that for whatever reason. So I will say that Apple Music does pay their artists more, which is also a plus. And if you're talking about paying your artist, the best Tidal out of all these definitely does that. So I definitely appreciate that about Tidal. With YouTube Music, like I said, I use it occasionally just because there's some stuff that isn't on Spotify at all, like some of my favorite covers and like renditions and stuff like that. So yeah, I pay for YouTube every single month, and I've been doing it for years before it was kind of more so trendy to do it, and I don't regret it. I use it all the time. I like to have the no ads. So yeah, I don't really use Amazon Music, even though technically it's covered in my Prime subscription. I don't really use Deezer. So that is why Spotify is going to take the cake from me. Let me know which of these you prefer. The debate tends to go between Spotify and Apple Music, and people are very passionate about it. Like I said, I got it for Spotify on lock at this point, but I still do like Apple Music, and it has its pros as been discussed. Or do you use any of these other services? Let me know down below in the comments, and let's have a discussion. Also, some people are not really big on streaming. They go and they buy their music on iTunes, they listen on vinyl CD, and I have another video about that on the channel somewhere, so you guys can watch that and let me know what you guys think in that conversation as well. And I do that as well, but I mainly go to stream. And so if you enjoyed this video, Like it down below, helps me a lot into the algorithm. I very much appreciate it. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Hit the bell, get a notification to your phone when I post, so you know when brand new videos come out. First link down below in the description will be the main channel. I post in there every single week, album reactions, album reviews, and so much more. Also going to have my Twitter accounts active on there every single day. Instagram, both of my TikTok accounts active on there every single day. Also, Free Palestine. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.